Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Ayuni binti Muhammad Zunaidi. My metric number is 33DEI19F1078. My lecturer's name is Sir Muhammad Haris bin Mat Saleh. So we go to the introduction of this presentation. There are two types of graph, which is bar graph and line graph. So bar graph compares between variables, whereas line graph is observation of trends over series of time. Line graph focus on three major trends, which is upward, downward, and no change, whereas bar graph observe about which is better or lesser. Okay, so this is the raw open data graph, and this is my raw time series data graph. So we go to the explanation of the graph. The title is Prevalence of Underweight Among Children Under 5 Years by State. The axis X is State of Malaysia. The axis Y is percentage, and the source is authorized data by Department Statistics Malaysia. Okay, so this is the analysis open data graph. First, graph shows the prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years in wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya fractionally lower than Pahang. Selangor and Terengganu steadily at the same level percentage, in which 12.2% of the prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years. Third, Kelantan reported slightly increase compared to Sarawak of the prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years, in which 14.9% and 14.8%. Next, data shows the prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years in Perlis marginally higher compared to Pulau Pinang in about 16 to 16.7. Last, there's been a hugely increase between Johor and Sabah in the prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years that recorded about 7.6 to 13.5. Next, so this is the suggestions to overcome the problems of prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years by state. First, created a relaxed atmosphere for eating. Most often kids get distracted by television, phone calls, or the computer when eating. When there are too much distraction, you yourself might feel rushed, which also put pressure on your baby to eat. Okay, sometimes your child also refuses to eat in such a situation. So creating a peaceful atmosphere helps you and your child concentrate on the task at hand. Second, set a routine for your child's meals time. Maintaining an organized routine for meals time is imperative for your child to fall into a regular eating pattern. Monitoring the clock and feeding him at regular intervals will help him gain weight. If that means pulling your child away from playtime, so be it. Don't give meals a miss even when you have to go out. Carry light snacks with you so you can feed your child at their allotted time. Next, increase the intake of calories. Some children eat very small quantities, so when increasing the amount of food doesn't seem like it's going to help. It's best to introduce high calories foods for toddlers' weight gain. This ensures that your toddler is getting the right amount of nutrition. Include foods like full-fat dairy products, creamy cheese, mayonnaise, or pudding made from milk. 4. Try weight gain supplement for children. It might be a good idea to include some weight gain supplements in your child's diet for underweight children, especially if your child has a small appetite vitamin. Okay, last but not least, try and make it easy for your child to eat. Like knowing what your child loves and how he loves to eat. It is important. If he likes his banana smash, feed it to him that way. Peel and cut up fruits or mash his food so that it's easier for him to eat. Serve him his favorite dishes to so that your child looks forward to this meal time. Next, explanation of the graph. This is time series data. The title is number of water quality in Malaysia. The axis X is year. The axis Y is number of water quality. The source is authorized data by Department of Statistics Malaysia. Okay, next slide is analysis time series data graph. First, there's been a dramatically increase of clean water in the number of water quality Malaysia, in which 58 to 80. Next, graph shows the polluted water are steadily level in the number of water quality Malaysia in about twice of year 2003 and 2004. In year 2003 and 2004, the clean water in the number of water quality Malaysia are slowly declined between 59 to 58. In 2007, the clean water declined rapidly to year 2008, in which reported of 91 to 76. Last, polluted water in year 2009 slightly increased compared to year 2010, in which 9 to 30. Okay, this is the suggestion to overcome the problems number of water quality in Malaysia. First, wastewater treatment. Likely the most effective way to reduce water pollution is by treating some of the water before it's reintroduced into the waterways. This is a highly effective solution because wastewater treatment facilities are able to remove nearly all pollutants in wastewater via a chemical, physical or biological process. Sewage will be taken through several chambers of the facility to slowly reduce its toxicity level. Second, plastic water reduction. Plastic water reduction. The point is, plastic are commonly washed into the ocean and other bodies of water, which only serves to degrade the quality of the water. Is believed that around 9 to 12 million tons of plastic reach the ocean every year, which is a number that needs to be reduced substantially to make sure that the quality of ocean water doesn't worsen even more. Number 3, green agriculture. To foster the use of green agriculture, consider planting trees and other plants nearby bodies of water, which will keep chemicals from being washed away when it rains. You should also avoid using pesticides that contain harmful chemicals. Number 4, report water polluters. Many cases of illegal waste disposal and other forms of water pollution go unreported and often uncleaned up. Report people who pour oil in storm drains, toss bags of trash in a stream, and so on. Last, avoid using the toilet as a waste basket. The point is, be careful about what you throw down your sink or toilet. Don't throw pans, oils, or other forms of litter down the drain. Use environmentally household products such as washing powder, household cleaning agents, and toiletries. Next, Next is conclusion. As the conclusion, parents reported their underweight children to be more often treated adversely or feel insecure due to their weight. Parents of underweight children express more concern about health outcomes associated with their child's underweight. This concern seems to be reflected in the more frequent parents reported visit to the GP of children with underweight. Water pollution is majorly the result of those oil spills and industrial, as well as human waste disposal. This gravely affects our environment and eventually the life of humans and animals. The deterioration of drinking water requires a prevention method on an urgent basis, which is possibly only by the proper understanding as well as support from each and every one of us. That's it. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.